You are considering adding a fluffy Pomeranian to your family and are not sure how much you should expect to pay for your Pomeranian. In this video, I will share the average cost that you can expect to pay for a Pomeranian puppy, lower end price points, and the high end price, as well as the factors that influence the price the most, as well as my experiences and tips for saving money. So how much do Pomeranian puppies cost? The price for a Pomeranian puppy has drastically changed within the past couple of years, with that price that currently ranges between $800 and $7,000. So what is the average price for a Pomeranian puppy? The average cost for a Pomeranian puppy is $2,423. You can find some puppies on the lower end of the spectrum at $800 to $1,500, with the majority of Pomeranian puppies now over $2,000. The high end of Pomeranian pricing does include many puppies that are around $3,500 or more. Why does the price for a Pomeranian vary? There are many different variables that determine the price of a Pomeranian. The many variables that influence the price of a Pomeranian are location, travel, breeder's choice, the dog's age, the color of the dog's coat, how close the dog is to the ideal standards, the dog's health, litter size, the dog's gender, and the dog's size. So how does location influence a Pomeranian's price? The area in which the Pomeranian breeder is located influences a Pomeranian's price more than you would assume. Areas that have a large population or a high cost of living, like California, will have higher price tags for their puppies. While researching, I found many breeders in California that were asking $6,000 to $7,000 for a puppy, which was drastically higher than the average. That said, it was possible to find a puppy within California that was $1,500, and there are other variables on this list that did contribute to that one puppy being $7,000. How does travel influence a Pomeranian's price? I have to mention travel expenses while discussing the overall price of purchasing a Pomeranian. The majority of Pomeranian buyers will have some travel expenses when they bring home their puppy. It may only be a short drive, or it could end up being a flight, hotel room, and a rental car. We've personally done both. Our first two Pomeranians came from a wonderful local breeder that was only an hour and a half drive from our home. Unfortunately, they were currently on a break from breeding. When we wanted to add another fluffy puppy to our family, we had to look elsewhere. At first, we had to adjust to the sticker shock of how fast the price for Pomeranian puppies has increased. The next step was to make a plan. We knew that we didn't want to pay towards the higher end of prices that we were seeing, but we were willing to travel for the right puppy as long as it was within our overall puppy budget. My husband ended up traveling out of state to get our little Duke. How does a breeder influence the price of a Pomeranian puppy? Ultimately, the breeder is the owner of the puppies. They end up having a variety of expenses to care for the pregnant mom, puppies, and even the father of the puppies in some cases. It is not inexpensive to care for pregnant Pomeranians and newborn puppies. There are often emergencies and a number of health crises that can occur while raising puppies. The breeder can set their price at their own will depending on the amount they feel is fair for their puppies. How does a Pomeranian's age affect its price? A Pomeranian puppy that is 8 to 10 weeks of age will always be priced the highest. Older puppies and dogs generally go for less money since they're older, but honestly, I'm seeing less of a difference recently. Since there's a high demand for Pomeranians currently, you can expect to pay the same in most cases for a 6-month-old puppy or an adult leaving a breeding program as you would for an 8-week-old puppy. How does color of a dog's coat affect its price? At first, you wouldn't think the color of a Pomeranian's coat would make a difference in its price, but in actuality, it's one of the biggest contributing factors to price differences. Genetically, some colors are rarer than others and are less likely to appear in litters. If you remember that $7,000 puppy I was talking about in California that I mentioned earlier, those puppies are a stark snow white color that is often rare and is highly sought after. How do dog standards affect affect a Pomeranian's price. The closer that a puppy and its parents are to the ideal Pomeranian standard, the more a breeder can ask for the puppy. For most of us, it doesn't matter how close the puppy is to the standard, since the dog is intended as a companion only. The standards exist for show purposes, but are a measurable guideline that breeders can use as a tool for quality and pricing as well. A dog's stature and facial features can also contribute to the puppy's price. You'll notice a dog being referred to as a fox-faced Pomeranian, baby doll Pomeranian, or a teddy bear Pomeranian. I'll add a link to a video down below that I did on all the different types of Pomeranians. How does a Pomeranian's health influence its price? A Pomeranian's health is extremely important. If a puppy has health issues, or if there are any major health issues in its bloodlines, it will affect the price and should be a major consideration on if you should get the dog or not. Pomeranians overall are prone to some health conditions. Some of them may not be anything to worry about, where others can be life-threatening. Your new puppy should have a vet visit before it's given the okay to go to its forever home. You should find out also if there are any health considerations to consider. How does a Pomeranian's litter size influence the price? In comparison to many other breeds, Pomeranians have extremely small litters that are often met with a lot of pregnancy and delivery challenges. You can expect 1 to 3 puppies from a litter, and often the mom will require a C-section for delivery. Pomeranians are known as a heartbreak breed because so many puppies and mothers are often lost during the pregnancy and birth process. We've personally experienced this heartbreak. Our first breeder had a significant loss that made them take a break from breeding. When we got our little Duke this past fall, we were actually planning on getting his little sister, and when she went in for her final vet appointment a few days before she were to come home, the vet discovered that she had hypoglycemia. Sadly, a couple days later, she passed away, and we were completely heartbroken and crushed. We do feel blessed that we were able to welcome her little brother Duke into our family, but we will never forget that little girl. So how does a Pomeranian's gender influence the price? Female dogs are often sought after more than males, although I think males are more cuddly. Since more people ask for females, breeders can ask a higher price for them. I'll link a video down below on males versus female Pomeranians. How does a Pomeranian's size influence the price? Tiny teacup dogs of all breeds have become extremely popular in recent years. Between the adorable looks and celebrities flaunting miniature dogs on TV and social media, everyone wants a tiny dog. The smaller they are, the better, so it seems. Personally, I think it's a tragedy to Pomeranians and possibly other breeds as well. Pomeranians are very small dogs to begin with, but the questionable breeding practices that are used and the health ramifications dealt to these tiny dogs is sad. Regardless of the projected size of a puppy, trigger words like teacup, miniature, and tiny are often used in advertisements to describe puppies and to ask for a higher price. I'll place a link down below to my video on teacup Pomeranians. There are many breeders all over the country and the world. For comparison purposes, I looked at and documented every listing on the AKC marketplace. You can read my article in the description down below to see the complete comparison chart of all 50 states. We personally use the AKC marketplace to locate our recent addition Duke to our family. Does it cost more to buy a Pomeranian from a pet store? I suggest never purchasing a puppy from a pet store for a variety of reasons, with only one of them being price. Pomeranians from pet stores will cost more than if you were to get your puppy directly from a breeder. You can expect to pay anywhere between $3,000 and $10,000 for a puppy at a pet store. 3 years ago, we were in a pet store and I asked how much their Pomeranian puppy was. At the time, it was $4,500. I can only imagine it would be more today. Does it cost more to buy a Pomeranian from a broker? A broker is a middleman that collaborates with breeders and sells their puppies to new owners. An example would be Premier Pups. I looked at their pricing for Pomeranian puppies and found that their prices are comparable to the going rates of a puppy directly from a breeder. It may be a good option for some as long as the broker is reputable, but personally, I would rather have direct contact with the breeder. Does it cost less to buy a Pomeranian from a breeder? Generally, it costs less to buy a Pomeranian puppy directly from the breeder. You also have the added benefits of speaking with the breeder, seeing your puppy's parents, and knowing your puppy's history and bloodlines. So have Pomeranians gone up in price? Pomeranians have gone up in price over the past few years. I think the current state of the world over the past couple of years has contributed to more people getting dogs, and Pomeranians were already a very popular breed. It's a good old-fashioned supply and demand that's rapidly driving up the prices of Pomeranian puppies. Why does it cost more if I want to breed my Pomeranian? If you want to get a Pomeranian puppy that you intend on breeding, it will cost you significantly more money. If you're breeding Pomeranians, then you have the desire to make money off the dog that you're purchasing. A breeder will ask for a higher price or may not even allow you to breed the dog that you are purchasing. Why does a show Pomeranian cost more than a pet? Show dogs fit into the ideal of what a Pomeranian should look like and possibly win money at dog shows. Any dog that is intended for show purposes or fits into the standard will cost more money than a dog that's solely for a pet. So here are my tips for buying a Pomeranian puppy. We've looked closely at what contributes to the price of a Pomeranian puppy. Now I want to provide my best tips and advice for getting the puppy that best fits you and your budget. Be realistic. Be patient. Consider traveling, be flexible with coat colors, consider both genders, and be open to larger dogs. You have to be realistic with your budget. After watching this video, you will know what the going rates are for Pomeranian puppies. You can't expect to get a puppy for less than $800. That said, there are fewer puppies in the lower end of this price point. You may get lucky to find a puppy that's under $2,000 near you. If not, you may need to travel for that lower priced pup. Be patient with your puppy search. Although it's tempting to jump at the first puppy you see, first consider what's most important to you and your budget first. We searched for months until the right puppy spoke to us that was within our budget and considerations. Be willing to travel. Think about and be open to the idea of traveling. If you find the right puppy at the right price point in a different state, evaluate how much travel costs would add. The puppy price plus travel expenses may be significantly less than higher priced puppies that are available in your local area. Be open to a wide range of coat colors. If you have your heart set on one of the more rare colors like white, wolf sable, or lavender, then you may be destined to pay a higher price. If you're more open to common colors or any color that happens to be available, then you open up your chances to a lower priced puppy. Consider a boy puppy. Quite often, female puppies are higher priced than males. Consider a male puppy to lower your price. Consider a larger puppy. I'm not saying to seek out a full throwback Pomeranian. That may actually be harder to find. What I'm saying is to look for those puppies that may be tracking a little larger that can't be advertised as being a tiny little teacup. These aren't different dogs than teacups. It's mostly just advertising and perception. If you have found a completely healthy Pomeranian puppy that has been bred to parents that fit within the breed standard, you're sure to have a beautiful Pomeranian that will be less than 10 pounds. Most Pomeranians will average between 4 and 7 pounds. I do have 2 big boys that are about 10 pounds and a slightly overweight 8-pound girl. She should be closer to 6 pounds. They're all perfect in every way possible. There's a lot of information here. I hope it gave you the answers you needed to help you on your journey to adding a Pomeranian to your family. If you enjoyed this video, you may enjoy my video on the 10 mistakes Pomeranian owners make. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hug your Pom today.